for beach. Professional baseball games have been cancelled. What do you know about the people who died?
You know about people who died?
And more than 2,200
Yo.
required heat.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See that.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
Now you know.
Yes.
And, we got a disclaimer too, Q. We got to disclaim.
The Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Carrie Festa Radio, 99 Jams, its ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners. Enjoy the show.
Let's enjoy the show. It's What's on Your Mind Wednesday. And y'all feel free to tap in. Let us know, where are you listening from? Are you listening from work? Are you listening from home? Are you listening from the car? Or where else would you be listening from?
I mean,
work,
you could
home,
be
the car,
on your bike.
On your bike, on your walk.
Oh, yeah. So radio, Facebook, Instagram. I mean, radio, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yeah. Where you at?
Good morning, Tiffany.
What it do, what the business is. Wake up, drop a comment though. Hit that share button and let your friends know it's What's on Your Mind Wednesday. What's on your mind?
So what's on your mind is, listen, you have to be careful with these people out in the world.
Okay.
I just want to start off right there. Like, people think I'm kind of crazy that I don't think people think I'm crazy, but I'm very protective. Okay, I mean, they probably do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who you like. I don't believe in leaving little girls with other men, especially if they're not their dads or like somebody. And then depending on the uncle and stuff like that too, that might be restrictive as well.
That's right.
This ain't got nothing to do with. Well, it got something to do with protecting our children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's right.
And you know, and I think we also need to protect our little boys too, because we're seeing it in there. We just read yesterday in Polk County about the pastor who
I saw Grady. Was that Grady Judd? I caught the tail end of Grady Judd's press conference.
Yes.
And so for the people who haven't seen it, there was this pastor. He's a basically a pedophile pastor, and allegedly he had sex with a 14.
No, not even alleged. They called him in the act.
Okay, well, I'm gonna still say allegedly because they might try and come for us. So
they might allegedly, but they called him in the act.
With a 14-year-old.
With a 14-year-old that he set up a profile, you know, talked to him, did that.
Was that like a social media meetup?
Somewhere, yeah, but he went and picked him up, brought him to his house. And not only did he allegedly do that, the sick has HIV and never told anybody, and now they have to treat this boy. And then a 26-year-old man who he's also been having unprotected sex, he never told him. He has now tested positive for HIV. Not only was he a pastor of the church, he was also working with hospice, like, you know, helping people with at their final moments. He was traveling. They tried to get him when they figured out in Baltimore, but Baltimore police allegedly wouldn't help Polk County. They were trying to get him before he got on the airport to fly back.
Okay.
This is a very, very, very sad situation. We look up to people, and sometimes we let, you know, the devil right into the doorstep and right into our homes.
Wow.
So we got to be careful. If you get that feeling, listen. Trust it.
Don't fight the feeling.
And I'd rather for people to be upset with me and be careful. Like, no, you gotta go. No, I don't do this.
That's
They cannot go. No. And parents, y'all, I don't understand not going through your children phone. I'm so sorry.
At 14?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's when you definitely need to go through your kid's phone at 14.
Yeah, I remember that was like 8th grade, 9th grade, summer.
High school, because that's when you sneak in and doing a whole bunch of stuff. You need it. I just don't understand. We have to keep our children safe. And I know that there's some things that we cannot, you know, we can't control everything.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to sneak. But the things that we can prevent, we need to try.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do our best, y'all. So we're going to come back to that because it was another related story on that. And it is What's on Your Mind Wednesday. Yeah. And guess what, y'all? We got Janet Michelle in the building.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Janet. Because I was going to go on and on because I got some more. Hold on. Let me
She got some smoke.
Hello. When it comes about these kids.
Yeah.
You're so right. You're so right. And honestly, it just kind of ties into it about self-advocacy and believing and understanding that we deserve better and understanding how to get better. And from thinking about parents, and I agree with you, like we do have to be nosy. Sometimes we're not nosy enough, and we don't trust our gut, you know, because sometimes you will have that feeling and you got to trust your gut. If you feel like your children is in the company or in the presence of somebody who you don't trust, you have to trust your gut.
That's right.
And I just think also as parents, that's why it's so important to create an atmosphere where they feel comfortable telling us stuff and opening up, keeping the lines of communication open, or make them feel comfortable with going to someone like a trusted person, like an aunt, you know, or an uncle.
That's
if they may be a little timid to come to you, let them know that there is somebody that they can go to tell if somebody is doing something that harms them. So I think you were definitely spot on with that, because they're called predators for a reason. They're called predators for a reason. And even so, that's why it's important too, when you're out there, like in the dating world, you know, being mindful of who you are bringing around your children.
That's right.
And who you're entertaining, because again, they're predators. So they seek out vulnerable people in relationships, especially if they have children, with the intent to harm.
Yeah.
And so it's, you know, so again, we have to be mindful and careful of that, of who we bring around our children, and then allow our kids to be allow our kids to be kids. I was looking at it was on TikTok, and the lady, she took her daughter's her daughter had a birthday party. I think she was turning 13. They had a birthday party at Alta.
Okay.
And so the girls, they just had on a little t-shirt or some shorts and some tennis shoes. Well, some content creator took the opportunity to criticize what the girl had on, because the girl was shapely. And some girls, they're just shapely. They just start to bloom a little bit earlier than other girls bloom.
Right.
And so the lady was criticizing the girl and criticizing the mama about her, shape and what she had on, which was not inappropriate. And so the thing is, why are you sexualizing this child? Let this child be innocent. There's nothing wrong with what that child have on. And too often, we move in a way that we want to sexualize the child. Oh, the child shouldn't wear X, Y, Z. No, how about the predator? Should get control of their predatory behavior. And go get some help for their predatory behavior. We never pivot to that route. We always pivot to the child, as if the child is responsible, and they're not. Let kids be kids. They're children. Let them be that. Stop sexualizing them. They're innocent in all of this. So I just, again, I wholeheartedly agree with where you were going, and it's definitely open for. Definitely right for more conversation, especially when you're talking about in sexual abuse in the church, because that's a whole nother thing that comes with that. Because despite what goes on, some people will stay, regardless of what happens. They will stay and they will defend the behavior of the pastor, and that's an even deeper conversation that really needs to take place, so people can heal. And they can be, prevention can happen. They actually have policies against sexual abuse, sexual assaults. They have policies that can protect your organization from things like that occurring on your property. And churches are some of the biggest recipients of those type of policies, holders of those type of policies.
Right.
So,
right. No, that's
what's on my mind today.
Okay. Can you
self-advocacy, in short, advocating for yourself, knowing when you deserve better, and having the courage to speak up to get better.
Right on. Yourself. Right on. And Janet, we've been talking, but I don't know if you can hear us. Give me a thumb.
I can't hear y'all.
Okay, there we go. I figured this much.
I cannot hear y'all. Can y'all hear me? I can't hear y'all.
All right, so that was Janet Michelle. What's on your mind Wednesday? We having some technical difficulties. I mean, y'all heard it, y'all got it, and that's where we're gonna leave it, and then we'll come back. But thank you, Janet. I don't know what happened with the sound.
But what she said, and put boundaries in place. Let your kids know what good touch, bad touches are.
Yeah.
I don't believe in kids sitting on other adult laps, especially men. You know what I mean? If you not their father,
that's right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just some things that you just don't.
I remember we was at Busch Gardens and we wouldn't do Santa Claus because my wife said ain't no ho 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 in around here. You know what I mean? But you do, and it's a part of the culture of the Nation of Islam. Like when we learn better, we do better. Like I didn't change my daughters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And even in there, the culture is that the fathers, you shouldn't be even changing your daughters. And some people might say, "Oh, that's crazy. That's going too far." But again, you don't bathe your daughters, change your daughters. You don't do any of that kind of stuff because the sickness in the mindset of this world, you have to protect them. And so like that's a real thing, man. And what did Naira said, since I'm on that train, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, one day we would let the devil in our living room. Yeah, and that time is now.
Yeah, that is. You welcome people in and you just see the sickness that people have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that this 14-year-old boy may have HIV, so he's now giving him a life sentence.
Yeah.
Of sick that he didn't sign up for.
Horrible,
and
people,
they're telling people that if you encounter, because they don't think this a
one-off. Yeah.
No, they really think that he's a super spreader, and so that he has targeted people and has been doing this for a while.
Right.
And so he probably have a line of victims everywhere. And just, you never know their lifestyle. They may be open, they may be down low. And just think about the spread of this virus that he has done. And how do you do this to a child? I
mean, once you've killed that voice within you, that tells you and helps you know the difference and really act on the difference between what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. Like, we all have that voice inside that tells us you shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
And so once you start to make justifications and you ignore it, or you justify, well, this is because that, or, well, this 14-year-old likes me.
Yeah.
Or they're attracted to me. Like, I ain't doing nothing wrong. It's them. It's like you shape your mind to make whatever this wrong thing that you're doing right.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. Like, we have to get back to the spots where we're speaking the truth, teaching the truth, and then condemning that. But it starts with awakening that voice within that lets you know that these things are not acceptable and they're wrong, and then acting on that takes it another step further. But I think it's just like when you're wrong.
Yeah, you do.
You can't convince me that you don't know that messing with this 14-year-old boy is not appropriate.
And you seen it, like Sydney Starr. She's a transgender woman, and she got famous or semi-famous, known for allegedly messing with Chingy.
Okay.
Right there. It
Yeah.
ruined his whole career. Right,
because of an allegation,
and all it was he's taking a picture with a fan.
Okay,
and then she went and blowed it up and said they had this relationship, and it ruined all his deals. They just, because the scandal was so big, and at that time there was no kind of clearing it up. And then she came out later on to say that it was a whole lie.
So, do you think that would have happened in 2025? Like, would that have ruined his career in 2025?
It probably could have.
Because I don't think so.
No.
She was what, 01, 02?
It was
03,
early.
04?
Yeah, but yeah, so.
But you know what I mean? But at that time, because here's the thing, a relationship with a transgender, right? Ruining your career. 05, I see it. But in 2026, like, you got Caitlyn was on the cover of the magazine.
But they still didn't make
the acceptance of transgender seemed like now, I don't think that would be as big a deal now as it was then, because of the way that society has changed, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think in the rap culture,
you
know what I mean, they still have a stigma.
Yeah,
I think in that culture.
And I remember Flavor in Your Ear, that Flavor in Your Ear remix with LL Cool J, when he was like, she. Yeah. And they were saying the person in the back was a transgender, and they was trying to make that a thing, but LL cleared it up. He was like, that was just an ad lib.
Yeah. They trying to make it something that it's not.
We got our guests at the door. Let me go grab the door while you going.
Yeah. I got it. But yeah, so like, y'all just be careful with it, with your children, because Sydney Starr also was caught with, I believe, a 14-year-old boy at a hotel as well. So protect your children, get in them phones, go into social media, have those passwords. Kids should not have their own, should have the privacy where the parents cannot get into it. Our job is to protect them, and that's what we need to do. And don't let that society tell you that they need to have these have their own safe spaces where you don't go into. Nope. Rooms, phones, social media, you need to be all in. Portal, school is about to start. Be all up in their business. Okay.
and I think the other part too, what Janet was saying, is creating the environment so that it's mutual, right?
Right.
And there's this expectation that you can have these conversations, because a lot of times the way we set it up and the way we frame the conversations, they may be having some feelings or thoughts that, they know that you don't approve of. And so it's going to be hard for them to express that, right? So if you do have a son or a daughter who is having these ideas about, sex, or, if your son like boys and or your daughter is into girls, and they know that you don't play that, and that not in my house, and don't, are they going to be comfortable coming to you talking about how they really feel? You know what I mean? And so they'll suppress their own feelings because they know that this is not something that you as a parent or you as parents,
they look out for, they then find somebody that they can relate to. Yeah. And then let's say hypothetically, this little boy may have been, ashamed of, or it wasn't ready to come out, right? And then he found somebody who would listen, who can trust, and he can then act out his desires. And look at this. So, I mean, you do need to make these safe spaces. This is a good case that you can show why why the internet can be a scary place.
It is. And has been,
right. And put it in there so that you can protect our children, because at the end of the day, we want them safe.
Absolutely. And so we do have our guest in the building. So after the break, we're going to be having a conversation about an upcoming concert. We ain't gonna spoil it, but I also want to, as you're watching this video during the break, we want to let you know that if you live in South St. Petersburg, we're asking you to take about 10 minutes to take our community redevelopment or CRA survey. Your feedback will help shape recommendations for the future of our neighborhoods, businesses, housing, safety, and community investment. The survey is anonymous and every voice matters. I'm posting that link in the comments. And so if you could take a few minutes, complete the survey and share it with your friends, neighbors, and anyone else so that we can turn from the report to actually shaping reality. And we'll be back at about 6 minutes after the hour right here on 99 Jams, The Bird.
The Bird.
Hey everyone, we are diving right into this explainer, breaking down the South St. Petersburg CRA 10-year check-in report, and we're going to explore exactly what it means for a neighborhood's future. 10 years ago, a massive promise was made to revitalize this community. Today, we're popping the hood, looking at the hard data, and seeing what actually happened, where all that money went, and how the community has transformed as a result. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll hit the demand for change, the neighborhood account, a financial boom, the displacement paradox, the way forward, and finally, why your voice matters. All right, section 1, the demand for change, advocating for investment. Let's take it back to 2009. Grassroots organizers got together, over 100 residents and stakeholders actually, and launched what they called Agenda 2010 and the 2020 Plan. They built a seriously powerful platform demanding a formal vehicle for change. They wanted to reverse decades of unequal investment and policies that were just disproportionately hurting Black residents in South St. Petersburg. And because of that fierce advocacy, by 2015, the Community Redevelopment Area, or CRA, was officially born. The whole point was prioritizing affordable housing, small businesses, and the economic well-being of the folks who are already living there. Moving on to Section 2, the neighborhood accounts, funding mechanism. So to make that ambitious change a reality, the city had to literally draw the lines. This area encompasses a massive 4,700-acre geographic boundary. At the time they created it, it held over 33,000 people. That was roughly 14% of the city's entire population. But a line on a map is just step 1. You need a way to actually fund it. That brings us to how we pay for it all. Let's strip away all the bureaucratic jargon for a second. The funding mechanism is called Tax Increment Financing, or TIF. Honestly, just think of it as a local neighborhood account. When the CRA was created, property values were basically frozen at a baseline. As those values inevitably rise over time, they generate new, additional tax revenue. Now, instead of that new tax money just disappearing downtown into the city's general fund, it gets locked in. It's deposited directly into this special neighborhood account to be reinvested right back into South St. Petersburg. Pretty smart, right? Okay, Section 3, a financial boom, exceeding expectations. You guys, the sheer scale of this financial boom is, honestly, it's wild. When the plan was written 10 years ago, planners were predicting a solid $7 million in trust fund growth for the first decade. But the reality? A staggering $70.4 million actually hit that account. Actually, scratch that. It wasn't just a boom. In just the first 10 years, they blew past the estimates for the entire 30-year lifespan of the plan. Financially speaking, this CRA has been an absolute revenue-generating machine. Which brings us to Section 4, the displacement paradox, unintended consequences. Well, here's where we really need to pause and look at the human side of all this. The report bluntly points to what it calls the displacement paradox. The CRA was designed to uplift legacy residents, right? The people already living there. But as the neighborhood became significantly wealthier on paper, we're talking a massive 141% spike in median home values, it simultaneously lost 21% of its Black population. So the very people who fought for this revitalization are increasingly finding themselves completely priced out of the neighborhood they helped build. When you look at the demographic shifts from 2012 to 2023, it is incredibly stark. While the Black population inside the CRA dropped sharply by 21%, the white population actually increased by 53%. Remember, this was a historically 72% Black neighborhood when the plan started. When you see that kind of rapid racial turnover, it's a massive, glaring indicator of active displacement. And to its credit, the 10-year check-in report doesn't sugarcoat it. They explicitly name gentrification as the force transforming the neighborhood right now. By definition, as higher income folks move in and housing costs skyrocket, the neighborhood physically changes. And that results in vulnerable legacy residents getting pushed out, which fundamentally changes the cultural heartbeat of the entire community. All right, Section 5, the way forward, adjusting our course. So with these stark facts right in front of us, the question isn't if the neighborhood is changing, it's how do we adjust the steering wheel right now so the people who needed this plan the most aren't left behind? The report gives us 5 specific recommendations for the way forward. First, we need to have the courage to get curious, get involved, and have the tough conversations. Second, we must clearly define what we want and keep those impacted legacy residents at the dead center of it all. Third, identify the barriers so we can get those massive TIF funds deployed way faster and easier. Fourth, go back and revise those original 2015 action plans to directly tackle this wave of displacement. And fifth, build the actual structural infrastructure to get the vision done. The original residents absolutely have to stay at the heart of this planning. And finally, Section 6, your voice matters. Get involved today. Look, this explainer is really just the starting line of the conversation. The road ahead needs drivers, navigators, visionaries. So my big question to you is, are you ready to step up and help guide this community's journey for the next decade? Will you help us make sure the next 10 years prioritize restoration over displacement? Here is exactly how you can take action today. Share your voice by jumping on the official survey at policypartners.org. Just make sure you do it by August 15th. And please mark your calendars and show up to the community event on September 2nd. At the end of the day, this is our neighborhood, these are our resources, and it's our future. If we don't step up and shape it, who will?
The odor complaints we've been telling you about in Childs Park for years have reached a new stage. For the first time, the Childs Park Neighborhood Association says it will have a formal voice in the permitting process for one of the companies in the area's industrial corridor.
Spectrum Bay News 9's Sandra Weathers has been covering this story from the beginning, and she joins us now from Childs Park with the latest.
That strong smell is still very much an issue here. We got a strong whiff of it today as we were shooting video on the edge of that industrial corridor. Now residents are hoping they'll be able to do more than just file a complaint. They say they will get a chance to present their case and try to challenge a permit before it is renewed. Driving through Childs Park, you may not notice the smell at first until it hits you.
It's like burning oil, gas, and in some cases, rotten eggs.
For years, Brother John Muhammad, president of the Childs Park Neighborhood Association, has pushed for answers about the reoccurring odors. Now, he says the neighborhood is taking its biggest step yet after a resident challenged the renewal of an air permit for one company in the industrial corridor. The Neighborhood Association successfully asked to become part of the administrative case. Brother John says that's a significant shift.
We wanted to be included in as a party, or an intervener is the term that I'm familiar with now, to the lawsuit, so that we can actually have standing, be able to call witnesses, do depositions, cross-examine witnesses.
This move comes after years of odor complaints. Our previous reporting uncovered pages of odor complaints made to the fire department, the city of St. Petersburg, and Pinellas County. Brother John says they're now focusing on one of the companies listed most in those complaints, Halco Environmental Services.
Moving from the outside of the process, making public comment, to actually having a seat at the table so we can lift up our voices and have the association as an entity be a part of the process.
Rachel Curran is the staff attorney at the Jacobs Public Interest Law Clinic for Democracy and the Environment at Stetson Law. She's representing the Childs Park Neighborhood Association. She says the administrative hearing will allow both sides to present evidence before the Florida Department of Environmental Protection decides whether the permit should be renewed.
Like, it's akin to a trial where we're going to get to the bottom of what's causing this smell so that DEP can finally make an informed regulatory decision upon the recommendation, hopefully, of an ALJ that makes the right call.
Brother John says residents hope the process finally leads to answers and cleaner air for the neighborhood some have called home for decades. There are several companies inside of that industrial complex that have air quality permits. The Neighborhood Association says they targeted Halco Environmental Services because they believe they generated the most odor complaints and they're up for renewal. As for that administrative process, we're told it should be getting underway by this September. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow. Reporting on scene in St. Petersburg, Sandra Weathers, Spectrum News.
We did reach out to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection for comment and didn't receive a response. We also called and emailed the owner of Halco Environmental Services, but those requests for comment were not returned.
Because this facility is being targeted, Kiev says it's a legitimate target.
Yes, it's a very big problem for the small and medium-sized business because we have only two really nationwide systems, online systems. The
Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements
You are Brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See That.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new
gangsta.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
Now you know. Charlie Funk want to let you know something too. So we have a disclaimer.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Tampa Bay Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Cara Festa Radio, 99 Jam, its ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners. Enjoy the show.
There you have it.
Yep.
So don't call the principal. That's what that is. The views expressed. Like this is us talking
much.
About,
right.
So,
if you don't like it, check us, and we're gonna check you back.
Who gonna check us? Welcome to the ride. Help us out. Help me out.
Hello. Y'all see that we have guests in the building. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Starting right here.
Manzell.
Hey,
Manzell.
how's everybody doing today? My name is Manzell Bledsoe. Very nice to meet everybody. Glad to be here.
Pull your mic up. I can't hear you.
There you go.
Just pull up.
A little closer.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
Make
have
sure
it.
it's on.
There you have it. There you have it. There's
No
power button.
On the side. Okay.
I can give them mine. I'll give you this one. You can hear Manzell, right?
Yeah.
Manzell, tell us about what you do. You said you just gave us your name. You didn't tell us like what you do for real.
Yeah.
Well, for real, I'm a musician. I'm a composer. I'm an arranger. I'm an educator. I teach music. And I'm from the Las Vegas area originally and living here in the Tampa Bay area for about 10 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Look, this is radio at its finest. Right. over the
That's how I go.
So, okay, so you have an event coming up.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And tell the people about the event.
Well, it's called An Evening with Manzell Bledsoe's One Track Mind. Manzell Bledsoe's One Track Mind is my band. It's a concept band. And yeah, we have an event coming up at Nova. It's really a pretty amazing event. This is going to be our second year doing it.
Okay.
And it really is a very immersive experience. It's not, just a concert. It's something where people come and they have the opportunity to experience a lot of different things. Not only are we going to have music from the band, obviously, and it will be kind of a combination of original music as well as some reimaginations of some popular songs and some not so popular songs.
Okay.
But we also have a lot more than that too. It's kind of a cultural event. We have local vendors. We have really good food and drink. We have art on the walls. We have a cigar lounge area. We have a DJ and networking opportunities, and all rolled into one.
Oh, so this is going to be an experience, not just a show. So tell us about One Track Mind, and where did the name and the concept come from?
Yeah, One Track Mind is a concept that really started many years ago. And what I really was trying to do was kind of capture, like, do you remember the iPods? Remember back in the day when you had iPods? Well, if somebody was to be hanging out with me and listening to my iPod in my car or something like that, what they would hear would be such a diverse range of music, going from classical to jazz to R&B, neo soul, hip hop, just a blend of so much music. And so that's kind of how I was raised, and that the concept behind this band was kind of trying to kind of like capture the diversity of music that I grew up with and try to emulate like that feeling that it felt to listen to an iPod and put it on shuffle and just go from song to song, different genre to genre. And that's why it's called Manzell Bledsoe's One Track Mind. So it's kind of a play on words. Track obviously meaning kind of like a song or a piece of music. And the One Track Mind kind of being like, this is all we think about. All we think about is creating music at a high level and creating something that moves people and it makes them feel an experience.
I like that. So if you get in my car too, you don't never ever know what you're gonna listen to, because you get a little country, a little R&B, some rap. So I get you, like, when you look at it like the collective of music, because I just love music itself. Now I know last year the show was sold out. What do you think resonates so strongly with the audience?
I believe that last year with the audience, we had some people let us know that they knew Manzell as a musician because they've seen him play before many different places. But at the show last year, they got a chance to get to know him as an artist. And so that was one of the most wonderful things I heard say come from one of the guests that were there.
So tell me the difference when you say a musician and then an artist. Like, what's that distinction?
So a musician is like, you can say somebody who he plays multiple instruments and he knows his craft and so on and so forth. But to really be able to get an experience of him, he plays multiple instruments and then the style of music that he plays, the type of music that he likes, the way he arranges it makes, then you get to know him as like an actual artist. Like he's not just a musician that plays notes off of, the sheet of paper. He actually makes and creates, actual music. Yeah.
What's your favorite instrument, if you have one?
Yeah, without doubt. I think that the instrument that I love the most is obviously the tenor saxophone, which is what I play.
Okay.
But I also really love the bass guitar. I love the bass. I've always just had such an affinity for that instrument. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then, so did you talk about the concert I stepped out?
Yeah, we did.
Go ahead. So I'm just gonna ride.
No, come on. You can hop on there. You'll figure out where we'll double dutch. All right, without giving away too many surprises, can you share one or two songs and the artists that inspire you this year to perform for your performance?
Yeah, well, I won't really say as much songs, but what I will say is there are specific artists. Like a lot of times what the goal of the band is to do sometimes is to take songs from artists that we all know and love, but really focus on the more obscure tunes, the ones that kind of just don't get enough play. You know, because you think about somebody like a Stevie Wonder, such a great and vast catalog of music that he has. And if you go somewhere and hear different bands covering his music, you probably hear like the same 5 songs. Yeah. So the idea here is to kind of explore a deeper part of these artists. So I will say 2 artists that really have influenced what we're doing this year. That would be Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
And also the great Grover Washington Jr.
Yeah. I got a Grover Washington playlist, right?
Oh.
That's a bad boy right there. That's a bad boy.
I got put up on him in high school, as a matter of fact. One of my homeboys, we was the DJs, and he put on Mr. Magic. And I was blown away, and then that kind of started my journey with understanding Grover Washington Jr. So you don't hear that name a lot, and so for real, knowing that you recognize his gift and his talent and his art, I think that's powerful. There's a lot of people in these spaces. You have the big names, right? You got the Stevie Wonder, you got other bands you hear from, but.
Now, how would you put your own stamp on these classic songs?
Yeah. So for me, I feel like approaching some songs, I think that some songs is like, as a composer and a arranger, sometimes I approach a song with the idea of altering the structure of the song. You know, you might look at a song and say, okay, well, I feel a need to just completely reimagine this song by changing the harmony, changing the rhythms, changing different aspects of the music. And then sometimes it's just about playing the song as closely as you can to the recording, because some songs are so masterful and so perfect that becomes a challenge to just kind of create the music in a way that is as sincere as possible in that way. So, but I think the stamp, my personal opinion about that is that the stamp is not something that you do, it's something that you are.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that the artistry is kind of like, the lived experience of an artist comes out in everything that he does, every note that he plays, the way he moves on stage, the way he thinks about music, and all that comes out when you play and when you perform. So I think that it's just something that you are, and it comes from the spirit of the musician behind the instrument.
Yeah, because when you hit that stage, it's no greater. So I'm not an artist, right? Let me say that. But my daughter is. And like just looking at her hit the stage, and when she arranged, because she'll hear something that like I would never put together, and she'll hear a beat and then sing a whole nother song in it and put it together. And the feeling that you get is like, it's magic, right? Yeah. So I get it. Now, what makes this show different from like your typical jazz and R&B concert?
So this show is not a typical, that's what makes it different. It's not typical. So because there is a combination of so many different aspects all into one. So you have your vendors, and you have, your food, and you have the ambiance in the building. It starts with the venue, to be honest with you, the type of venue that we chose for the event. All of that makes a difference. You don't go to a concert maybe at Ruth Eckerd and say, oh, here's, a table for you with complimentary appetizers and a drink, what I mean? Here's your personal server for the table. So that's like, what makes it so different is then we also have hand-picked vendors, that influence and have something to do with the entire picture. You know what I mean? They contribute, each of them. I've been telling vendors, thank you so much for being a part of the guest experience, because everybody in their own way, every entity that comes into the building, vendors, the food and the servers and the hostess, it comes together to create that experience that you do not get at.
So you're telling the story the whole time?
The whole time. The moment you walk through the door, it starts. The moment you walk through the gate, actually.
Well, that leads up to like the next question. And you kind of answered it already, like telling us what the guests can expect on Saturday, August 18th, at Nova.
Yeah, that's the
8th. I said the 18th. I'm sorry, the 8th. It's this Saturday. Oh no, please, y'all, this Saturday.
Just a unique night with food and culture and music. We're excited, about the artists that we have this year, and there's just, you can expect just a wonderful feeling and experience when you walk through the door. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one way that we could probably describe it is immersive. You know what I mean? Because it's just, for one, the vibe of it is kind of like a 1940s speakeasy kind of in a way. You walk in and it's a certain mood and ambiance there, every detail of this event has been carefully picked, carefully chosen on purpose, even down to our menu, which is like curated specifically to, and April can talk more about this, but specifically for this event, the names of the drinks, the names of the foods, everything, every detail has been thought out and planned in with having an experience in mind for our guests and people who come out. So it's going to be much beyond just music. I mean, you're going to get great music too. And that's going to be a big part of it too. But I think last year people walked away just feeling like, man, the ambiance was what really people couldn't get past. They were just like so blown away by, just the complete ambiance of everything. So not just one thing, but what you get immersively all together.
The details and everything like that. So it does, and you keep on saying experience. And so like with the VIP, it sounds like it's gonna be amazing, right? Like what makes it so special? Like the VIP experience and everything that y'all bring in.
Yeah, so the VIP experience, they get to enter into the building early, into the space early. They get to visit the vendors. They get a chance to be seated. You walk into the building, you get greeted by one of our polite, welcoming hosts and, escorted to your table just as if you were like at a restaurant or, and then you get your own table with beautiful decor. And that all has a color scheme and it helps to absorb and feel the concept. And then there's special menu items for VIP only. So there's special food menu items that there is not offered for the general admission or the general the other the ticket purchasers. It's only offered to VIP. And then there's specialty cocktail lists on their table as well if they would like to partake. And those are complimentary. So, yeah. And then on top of that, they have the best seat in the house. They're right up front, in the front center, the best seat in the house. So, and then after that, they also have the option if they would like to go to the VIP cigar lounge upstairs. So that lounge is open to our top 2 tier ticket holders. So the VIP and then our balcony experience.
Hey, be grown and sexy tonight.
I've heard you mention local vendors. I've there a few times. Local vendors, food, and then an after party. With DJ JT.
Right.
Why was it important to make this a complete evening rather than just a concert?
So actually the vision behind it is like, just imagine when you go on a date night and you say, okay, well, you just don't have one thing planned on a date night. You're like, oh, well, let's go out and do this first. And then let's, follow by this. Let's see a show. And then after the show, let's go grab something to eat or, oh, and actually I don't mind going to have a cigar. You want to come have a cigar with me? Oh, cool. So it's like, you don't want the night to end. You want it to last. So why not put everything into one building?
Wow. That sounds like a good date. Look,
well, why not? You don't have to go nowhere else. You ain't got to spend no more gas.
You can pregame. You can so like just go like VIP experience. You pregame, you get there early, right? Then you listen, fellas, wink, wink. So listen, go ahead, get it. Like you go in there, like nah, baby, listen. It's specialty drinks for you over here. Everybody don't get this, right? So now you get which one you want because they ain't got this over here, right? And then after that, you listen to it. Oh no, you want to go up there and smoke some cigars? Like let's go upstairs. Look at people. You know what I mean? Then you get to dance the night away. So I mean, this does go.
Amazing experience. And then the other part that you mentioned too is the choice to feature local musicians. Why did you think that it was important to choose local and feature local musicians alongside our One Track Mind?
Well, because these are the musicians that I know and that I trust. These guys that I play with and these local musicians that I've had the honor to link up with, these guys share the same musical vision that I do. They share the same musical, moral structure that I do. You know, we all believe in high integrity music and providing an experience. Yeah.
High integrity music.
Yeah.
Double click on that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it said that. What do you mean?
Well, I think that it means music that uplifts. It's music that has a standard. You know what I mean? It's music that is meant to be a positive force, and it's music that also is played at the highest level.
Okay.
You know, it's something that in order to play that kind of music, it takes training and craft and passion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not just anybody. It's not hobbyists.
Y'all rehearsing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about caring. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting. It was just like I heard that. I'm like, to be able to have that. Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh no, I mean that was it. That's why I chose these guys, because and so many of the musicians too that I'm playing with, they live locally, but they travel all over the world and they play and they're accomplished in their own rights. And they do a lot of different things. So these guys are really some of the best of the best. And you don't really get to that level by being substandard at what you do. You get there by having passion behind what you're trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and every artist has a story. What has been your musical journey?
Well, it's been.
And what has it taught you? Like,
yeah, it's been a long journey. I've been playing music for a long time, and really, music really has served as a mirror for me. You know, to really teach me so much about myself. I believe that music is like a microcosm of life. You know, what I mean? Like everything about your life and your experience is reflected back in your music. You know what I mean? And so tapping into that is a powerful thing. But I think that some of the things that I've really learned is one, always be true to yourself, always, no matter what, and stay true to your vision. Another thing that I've learned on my musical journey is that I believe all musicians should have somebody that they consider a mentor, somebody that they're learning from. They should also have someone who would be considered a colleague, someone who is at their same level, reaching for the same goals that they can rub ideas against and sharpen their skills with. And then they should always also have someone that they're pouring into, a younger musician that they're teaching and bringing up behind them. So I know for myself personally, the things that other musicians have taught me and the time they've spent with me and the lessons that they've instilled in me have been extremely valuable, you know, for me, and really helped me to get to where I'm at today. And so I think that's a super important thing.
And just the way that you said that, I think that goes beyond music, right? Having a mentor, having a colleague, and then having someone that you're pouring into. I don't want y'all to miss that.
Yeah.
Because I think that recipe can apply to any other, field or industry. Like having somebody who you can lean on and say, hey, guide me and direct me. And then having a colleague be like, what you thinking about this? And then pouring into somebody. I think that was powerful just as a recipe for like community building and community development. So thank you for sharing that. And then another part about the story on music, learning to play. Like, how did you learn? Was it like, were you classically trained, or did you play by ear? How did you develop your gift?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to kind of get started in school.
Okay.
I'm just a product of the public school system. You know what I'm saying? I started when I was in 7th grade. And started learning an instrument, and man, that was really valuable for me. I just stuck with it all through middle school and high school. And then I think, obviously everybody comes to a crossroads where they say, okay, how serious do I want to really get with this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
was that like just high school band, or like am I really?
Yeah. And I think the requirements change when you decide that you really want to do something hardcore. You know what I mean? So from that, it becomes a choice of like, okay, trying to seek the best instruction, trying to put yourself around people who are successful at it and learn from them, and trying to put yourself in environments with, people that are better than you, you know what I'm saying? So that you can, you play against 5 Michael Jordans and you'll be the 6th, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I'm into the whole story. Look, no, it really is. So like, what's next for One Track Mind?
I think the next thing for us is really focusing on August 8th. This show is really big for us. And so we have been, just really putting everything into creating a wonderful experience and making sure this music is really represents us.
Okay.
And then from there, I think we all get a chance to breathe a little bit. And I think the next step from there would be kind of like trying to really record some of this music, you know, and kind of get into the studio and we've had the chance to explore some of these things, and now it's just time to put it on wax. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the chat is going crazy over here.
Look, I'm leaning in.
They want to know the link. I seen that somewhere for the Tinket. Yes.
Where can they find it? Is it
So you can we actually are going through Ticket Spice, but the best way, the easiest way to find it is to go on the Nova 535 website. So the event venue Nova 535 website, and they can click on public events, and it'll take you straight to the show, and you can buy your ticket there. It's the easiest way to get it. Or if you're following us on social media, you can see the link in all of the ads on social media.
Okay, thank you for that question. And also, Mama Blue is in here. Mama Blue is giving you.
Oh yeah, Miss
Mama. I think Mama Blue is who told y'all about it.
Yeah, she did. Love you. Yeah.
And then you also had some family that was in the chat. I can't see how this jumps. That's
Natalie. That's that's Natalie.
Facebook name.
Seriously.
She's at a showcase of beautiful music from some of the best jazz artists in Tampa Bay. Now, I don't understand this question, but maybe you do in the industry. Miss Teresa says jazz or jazz?
Like SS?
Yeah.
Or J-A-Z-Z?
Right.
You know, that's an interesting question because I've seen it both ways. I think JASS was before JAZZ, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, I've also heard great musicians that I respect, like for instance Miles Davis, who was very reluctant to really call it anything other than really, when we talk about jazz, Black American music. You know what I mean? It's really what it is. And so when we start to, you know, call it this or call it that, I think that that's always been a, you know, kind of a goal of the record companies to sell record, you know, to break things in the genre and the category and all this. There's nothing really wrong with that, but I do know some musicians, old school guys, who are kind of offended by the term in general. You know, they just want it to be open and be considered as great music. So that's a debatable, you know, question.
Okay.
Look, you know it, but I didn't. So if you're just tuning in, we're here with April Johnson and Manzell Bledsoe, talking about An Evening with Manzell Bledsoe's One Track Mind. This Saturday, August 8th, 2026 at Nova 535. But that's what you missed. And if you missed it, go back, because we've been getting a lot of insight.
And he's been dropping some jewels up here, right? What do you hope the people are talking about when they leave on Saturday?
I really would hope that people walk away feeling moved, you know, emotionally from the music. I hope that people walk away feeling like they met somebody that they didn't know, because this is going to be a really cultural experience too. You know, you're going to have the opportunity to meet other people. There's a networking portion of this towards the end of the night. So I hope people walk away having just come out better. Maybe found a new vendor that they like, somebody local here in the area that they're like can support their business. You know what I mean? And that they feel like they just had an elegant night full of, you know, amazing food, conversation, and just an experience. That's what I hope.
I hope that people walk away and have an unforgettable experience, that they continue to think about it. It resonates in their spirit to where they continue to think about it, you know, throughout the year, and say, man, you know, leave them longing to have that experience again.
And be able to tell somebody else
again. Yeah, I can't wait till they come back. Wow, when are you gonna have it again? That's what I'm hoping. You know.
Oh, and this would be just, you do this once a year. That's the idea.
Yeah, we started last year. You know, we finally jumped in with 2 feet, and it started last year. And then
so pause right there.
Yeah,
you said finally jumped in with 2 feet. So that sounded like to me like it was some conversation that was being had. Some ideas being kicked around.
Yeah.
Tell us about the spot where you got to the place where it's like, okay, let's just do it. Because I think that's important, because a lot of times we'll kick the can. We want it to be perfect. We want to try and make sure we have all of these things, and so that resonates with me. I want to hear more.
Yeah, so meeting Manzell, I was like, you know what, you're a great musician, and I think that you are destined for elevation. So how about you get your band and let's do this,
Yeah.
And it's been talked about for years. I'm like, yeah, you should have your own show, like hey, by the way, did you think about that? So then finally I'm like, hey, it's now or never. Like we've been talking about it for 3 years. It's like it's now or never. We're gonna do it right.
Okay.
And then
what was your considerations when you have these conversations? What was like some of the thought process and considerations for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the same. I think that at the end of the day, it's also been something that has been deep on my mind for so long, but like with anything in life, I think that when we look at things that feel like huge tasks, huge hurdles that we got to jump, we have to confront that part of ourselves that feels fear, that feels, anxiety towards doing those things that we know will push us to the next level.
Yeah.
And so, it kind of took a little bit of, I had to get over my fears. I had to kind of like, and I'm so glad too that April was such an important part of encouraging me, having that belief that we can do this. And it's such a big undertaking, beyond just the music, into all the logistics of what it takes to do this. As a musician, I've been playing for years, and oftentimes as a saxophonist, I show up, I put my instrument together, and I play for whoever paid me, and I walk away. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. So talking about things like ticket sales and the experience of it, hiring caterers and all these different stuff. It really is a different thing. You know what I mean? But I think it took a minute to kind of like get on that page. You know what I mean? And kind of confront that part of myself that was like, well, why me? Why do I deserve this? You know what I mean? And, I'm not ashamed to say that too, because I believe that everybody deals with that, and whatever it is they want to do in life, no matter your profession. If you want to do something great, there's going to be something inside of you that tells you, that gives you all the reason why you shouldn't. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And you got to fight that.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to hear that, because I think that a lot of other people can be inspired by that, to see, knowing that part of the origin. Like this is not something that you said, go do this thing. Like it takes time to build the runway and to put the pieces together, and then to create this type of experience. And even having a sold out show last year, lessons learned. Things that you saw last year that you added to this year or improved, or was that a part of the process for a year too? Like, was there anything that you did last year that you're doing differently this year, or any changes that you made based upon your experience last year, or was it like repeat?
No, I wish it was a repeat. I was telling him the other night, I was like, maybe we went too much this year. But no, because I'm a strong believer in elevation. And I'm a strong believer in like every year, every 6 months, you should grow, you continue to grow, you continue to elevate. Also, we want to provide, there's guests coming back for the second year. We want to provide the same experience, but with, in addition to something more to look forward to, not just put it on replay. And then with that comes a lot of challenges, that we've seen from last year, things I'm like, okay, we're never doing that again. And then we're going to try this instead. So last year we started small, and we like, guest count is 75, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then we ended up, skyrocketing. So like, oh yeah, great. And it's okay. Well, we took some feedback from some of the guests, and it's like, okay, what are some things we can change this year? And then we debriefed from the show, and we said, okay, this is what hurt, this is what felt good, let's take that, let's grow from that and see what we can do. So a big thing we did, we opened up different ticket levels this year.
Okay.
So we have 4 different ticket levels. Right. Then last year we only had 2.
Okay.
So this gives the opportunity for somebody to say, okay, well, I can be on the VIP experience level at this moment, but I really want to be at this show.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So there we go. Here's a theater style seat where you can have a seat. You don't have to have a table and a server and get all of the food and all of the perks of the VIP, but you can still have a seat and you won't miss any part of the experience. Right. Or you can head up upstairs to the balcony if you want a bird's eye view, and you can, sit up in the balcony. That's a different experience you have. And then we have our standing ticket experience, where you say, you know what, I just want to be here. that maybe I'm not on the level of those other ticket options right now, know, whatever. I just want to be in the building. You can stand there and watch and still have the experience with, the vendors and the food and the bar and so on and so forth.
Awesome. And then there was a question in the chat. What company is putting on the event?
So it's my company. It's AJ's Everything Events. And and it's an event. It's an event planning company. So we do lots of weddings and festivals and, events like this. So we also staff events. Okay. So bartenders, servers, bar bags, setup crew, you name it. We kind of do it in a sense. So yeah, AJ's Everything Events is the mastermind behind it.
The best in the business.
Behind
in the business.
Except for the time. What time?
So the doors open for VIP at 6:00, general admission or other ticket holders, VIP and balcony seat holders at 6:00. The general admission and other ticket holders 6:30. The show starts at 7:30. So you have an hour and a half to enjoy all of the wonderful vendors, the food, grab a drink at the bar, mingle and mix and mingle, talk with other guests, and then enjoy a good show. Yeah, and then we also have the after party. It's a mix and mingle as well. It's not like, oh, we're swinging off the chandeliers, but you know what I mean? There's no tables. It's not like that. So DJ JT, he's gonna be playing music. If in your spirit you feel like you want to dance or you just want to have conversation with people, there's also the outside area if it's a little too loud. But we're gonna celebrate a beautiful night with a little bit of two-step at the end. Yes, and we gotta get it. Yeah, that's right. Right.
We gonna do this lightning round?
Y'all got time?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead. Lightning round. Coffee or tea? No.
Jazz or R&B?
For me, jazz.
Jazz.
Favorite artist of all time?
For me, Stevie Wonder, hands down.
Okay.
That's Professor Mac, the intellectual gangster. Stevie Wonder is his. We talked about it. Favorite instrument was the sax, right?
Yep.
One song you wish you had written?
I would say Tell Me a Bedtime Story by Herbie Hancock.
Mm.
It's kind of, yeah.
I'm sorry, and I didn't let you answer.
But before the show.
Before I play?
Yep.
Neither.
Hot water?
Yeah, like not even hot water, just water or something. I can't really have it before I play. Either or, because it get all in my saxophone.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Part of the trade.
Yeah.
For them trade secrets.
All right, describe the show in 3 words.
Epic, unique, and entertaining.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. 3 words. There you go. And
what's your 3 words?
No, he was leaning on April. You heard.
Brother John, I got to it over to you, right?
But go ahead, I might be wrong.
Gonna be awesome.
Gonna be awesome.
Be in there.
And then just remind us again of where we can get tickets.
Nova535.com under public events, and you can click on the event and purchase your ticket there. It's the easiest way to do it.
Also, you can find information there if you'd like to go to Instagram. You can find it at OneTrackMindBand_. And also on Facebook under Manzell Bledsoe's One Track Mind. You can also find the ticket link there.
Awesome. Thank y'all for coming by again. Thank y'all. Thank us for responding. I saw the email.
Yeah.
So thank you for choosing the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club to come and share your gifts, talents, and we hope that people who are listening are inspired. Your story is powerful. The work that you're doing is amazing. And we want to thank y'all.
Thank you. Don't miss out on this experience. It will be a time you'll never forget.
Can't say it no better than that.
We're gonna do Ask Kiana. Y'all hanging out?
He has a gig in Tampa to go to.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna jet back to Tampa. But
All
thank
right.
you guys for your time. This is a wonderful opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Let you know we got Ask Kiana. And then,
Oh, y'all can.
We good? Okay.
Thank you again, y'all.
Thank you.
Let me find it. And Ask Kiana is brought to you by.
You know who?
And you can find them at.
You know where?
Yes.
And while he's doing that, also this weekend, you know, it'll be the Jamaican experience at Ferg's.
Okay.
That's
right. Jamaican Independence Day.
Yeah, I mean not for Chadway's, I think it is. Hold on one second. Yeah, it'll be at Chadway's. At 6 p.m. starting out. So come on out. Super Dave will be playing. So yeah, eat, drink, and dance.
Right. Ask Kiana.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Kiana.
Yep.
I received $241 a month in child support for our child.
Okay.
With cost of living these days, that barely covers groceries, let alone anything else a child needs. School is about to start, so I asked my child's father if he could help out with school clothes. He almost lost it. He told me that's what the child support is for. Figure it out with that. I wasn't asking him to pay for everything, just to help with an expense that's bigger than the monthly support. My question, am I wrong for asking him to do more than send the child support check? Or once child support is ordered, is that all the parent is financially responsible for unless the court says otherwise? Should expenses like clothes, school clothes, sports, field trips, and birthdays be shared, or should the parent receiving the child support be expected to make it?
You're not wrong for asking. Expenses come up. $200 and something do not cover a child total expensive. And anybody who think that like because I gave you that,
thank you.
Yeah, you only have that. That's what you deserve. That sounds like a spiteful person. You know what I mean? Like you got to think of your children. Like you may budget for something else, but then something else comes up. You know, school. Too, you got school supplies, clothes. So all you got to do is pay your regular bills. You don't have to do anything else because $241. This thing, you got water, lights.
Yeah.
And rent.
Yeah.
And that
car insurance.
That 200 that right there put groceries in the house or do just the bare minimum. Yeah. So you're saying that you don't have to do anything else beyond the $241, which is crazy. So if your children have braces and that's not covered by the $200, you're not supposed to go ahead and chip in with the mother because they live with the mother.
Yeah.
And you think that only $241 buy you into fatherhood? Like that is so selfish. And like you pay more than that on a haircut, probably a whole month. If you get your haircut, think about it. If you get your haircut once a week, because some people go once a week.
Okay, yeah. That's
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're spending half of that on a haircut.
No, I think when the point about groceries, like when you say the writer says barely covers groceries, let alone anything else. I mean, that's you could stop there, right? Because the grocery bill, especially for the summertime, I don't know how old the child is, but that's also another consideration, right? Because school clothes for a 5-year-old is different than school clothes for a 14-year-old.
And then during the summer, let's say they go to summer camp, they got field trips. That money, so again, once that money run out, I still have to pay for all of that other stuff. So your children are not supposed to experience things because the course ordered you $241 and that's all you supposed to do. A parent ain't put in a box. Right. You don't just stop because somebody tell you so. Like you supposed to go to bed at 8:00 at night, but your child is up with a fever. But because your bedtime is at 8, you don't get up and don't take care of your children.
Dress that fever when I wake up.
You don't do that. Like I just, like you make the adjustments. You do as you, and if you don't want to give the mama the money, then go take them shopping yourselves.
Okay.
You don't. Nobody said that you had to physically give her money. Tell her to send the list over, and you will purchase it.
That's a good idea. Yeah, because there's ways to do anything.
It is.
But to default and say, use that little money I'm sending is like, what are we doing here for real?
Yeah, and then that makes me question: are you even getting the children?
Yeah, because once you get them, you spend time with them, you see what they need.
And when you get them, you usually spend money. So, oh no, I can't buy you nothing because I already gave your mama the child support money. So so you know what? Yeah, so they need to go ahead and send me $40 of that $240 because y'all got to eat this weekend.
What a world! What a world!
I mean, that's how I feel. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel, but I that's not parenting.
I hear that.
What about you, Brother John?
I'm with you all the way on that one. I'm with you all the way. Like I think you really hit the nail on the head because you're right. Like there's a fixed, monthly stipend, and then there's other expenses that come up.
You got field trips.
It's all kind of stuff that come up.
You get sick.
Yeah, for real. And like I said, school clothes for a 5-year-old, 6-year-old is different from school clothes for a 14, 15-year-old. Like shoes that 15 is like $150 maybe.
Where you could have at 5 and 6, you could buy 4 pair of shoes. Yeah. At 15, you buy 1 shoe and hoping to put the other one on that way.
You got it. That's true. That is true. And so tighten up, peoples, but you're not wrong for asking and continue to ask because it's necessary.
You know what? I don't know if we have enough time for this either, right?
It's What's on Your Mind Wednesday.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
So, and maybe we'll talk about it again. This platonic friends, like people really the opposite sex.
Platonic friends,
like it keep on coming up about like your partner having a best friend of the opposite sex.
I'm a on that one.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a I mean, the best friend that I have that's of the opposite sex is my wife.
Right, but you still
that's
have
my best friend.
Yeah. It is, but that don't mean so she can't have no male friends.
No.
Oh.
I mean, she wouldn't. I mean, best friend.
I have male best friends.
But you ain't married.
Even when I get married, I think I'm gonna. And they've been married, and I still
best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I got friends, but when you talking best friends, and my wife, I don't. John, where you at?
I think it's boundaries. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's boundaries. But you're not. But I don't see you. Would you be? Are you okay with her having male friends?
I don't know for real.
Oh, we might have to circle back on this.
Yeah, I don't know for real. Because I never even thought about it. Because she's not that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you have people like yourself, like you in different spaces, you different places, different personality, but her personality just hasn't been where she wouldn't, have a male best friend, or,
right?
Outside of Brother John.
Like, I mean, we might have to circle back on this.
And I guess so. The other part of that is how we got together.
Yeah,
I was the friend. I was a friend. We was friends.
Yeah,
but it was friends moving towards like something more. Like we started out just friends, kicking it. Cool. But in my mind, even when we was friends, like if the door opened and the window was there, I'm going for it. And I did.
But that because you was attracted to her, but you have female friends that you're not attracted to, that you would never cross that line.
Yeah, but then I guess it's all in how you define friendship and all of that stuff too. Because like we cool,
right?
We friends. We locked in 5 years.
Yeah,
but I don't have a lot of that. Like I don't have a lot of people in my life like you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like again, that twin flame thing that y'all have.
Yeah. I
have females and women who I work with and we do stuff together, but I wouldn't say that they like, friends. Like they haven't been to my house. We haven't had, you know what I mean? The way I consider friendship.
Right.
We have I don't think you know what I mean? Like we have a relationship where we do things together and we cool like that. But when you start talking about like, oh, that's my friend, that's another conversation. Maybe you're right. It is a big one because
this is like I thought it was gonna be real quick.
No, I don't use it. Well, I don't use the word friend lightly either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like friend is a big word.
And see, like my friends, like I say, like because my friends are typically family. right? I would say, but like my closest friends, I've known them like all my life.
Yeah.
Like I got Harold, Brain, Bo, Larry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's some like you know what I mean? And
let me think about my list of friends.
I have some, and I have some female friends. Yeah, I mean, you say
I don't. I'm trying to think about it now. Besides you. I really don't have female friends.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it happens. Like, but but it's about respecting boundaries. Like there's a role that I play.
Cause like a friend, I'm thinking like somebody you're talking to all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have regular communication about a wide range and spectrum of topics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's what we do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we talk about everything.
Yeah.
That's what I do with a friend. But then I got other, females when we talk, it's like Erica Hardison. I'm thinking about the list. Like we cool, but our relationship is based upon the One Community Grocery Co-op.
Yeah.
Nancy is based upon Fusion 49.
Right.
Carla is Youth Farm and community work. You know what I mean? And so it's like I work with females, but when we start talking about female friendships, like that's like somebody I'm calling like I call you, like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you call me like Brother John, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you like be like, hey. Like I don't have a lot of that.
But you don't have to have a lot of it to have it. And so it's possible. And so it's a big conversation. So I just wanted to kind of.
Yeah, I hear that. Look, now I'm gonna be in trouble. Y'all know I get in trouble with the women. No. Of course, Mama Blue. You are.
No, but we're talking about best friends.
Yeah,
so we're talking about
best friends and best friends. I don't think male, female best friends for me.
Yeah.
No.
It don't work.
Your opposite sex best friend should be your partner.
But so let me tell you. So I'm gonna use Harold.
Yeah.
Right. Harold is one of my male best friends.
Yeah.
Now, when single Harold and single Kiana hang out, and you know what I mean, relationship Harold and relationship Kiana respect each other's boundaries and each other's partners.
Right.
But we're still very you know what I mean? You call them coming. You know what I mean? But I think with any relationship, there's boundaries and respect. And the reason why me and my male friends have been able to keep a solid relationship because I'm not competing for their time with their spouses.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm very respectful and I know my role. Like, I don't want your role.
Yeah.
Like, my role is my role. I don't want your role. You ain't never got to worry about me competing with you, like anything like that. I know when and so
that's true.
And so once you learn that,
I guess I got trust issues too, though.
And that's what that's what's coming out.
Yeah.
And when I look at these topics, like when I'm reading this stuff, a lot of people got trust issues.
Yeah. And
we're gonna run this back on Friday because it's 9 o'clock. So we gotta go.
It's been an amazing ride, and so thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Up next. It's just make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And we out.
Bing bing.